fire. It's on the... Ah! He made it! Oh my...
Hello everyone and welcome into Platt Arena. We've got another day of Crossroads League basketball in front of us. I'm Preston Husband alongside Ryan Holzapple and the rest of the FDN Sports crew. We're not going to keep you here real long right now, but it's number 2 Indiana Wesleyan in town to take on the up-and-coming Huntington Foresters at 4 and 5 in the conference. And Ryan, we've got a good one in store for us today.
Yeah, we do. This is one where HU is really going to have to dig down and fight hard. Indiana Wesleyan's a very, very good team, and they're just going to really have to play their best basketball if they're going to beat this team.
So we will take it to the national anthem, and then we will come back for starting lineups. We've got 2 good ones in store in Platt Arena today when we come back on FDN Sports.
Together we can create a positive, competitive environment in which our athletes may participate.
Okay, 117 Echo, take 1, cover mark.
And action.
I'm the script supervisor.
I'm first AC for camera A.
Second AD.
Best boy electric.
Focus puller.
I'm about to run this right here and man the camera.
B-Speed.
Thank you, bye-bye. We've got over 25 students that have worked really hard all semester preparing for this month-long experience.
Oh yeah, the standards have definitely been raised. You ready for me or no?
Normally we do films in 3 days.
We do a lot of student films.
And this has been like 4 weeks plus an entire semester of prep.
This is just insanely different.
The respect that I have for anybody doing group work on a feature film is through the roof.
On set this week, we have Stephen Baldwin.
Let's leave him to do the miracles and me to handle the business.
On the technical side, it was better than anything I've ever experienced before. Kudos to Huntington University.
I'm afraid our conversation ends right here.
We also have casted Bethany Lind. She's on Ozarks and a DC series right now.
You just left, you didn't call, I thought you were dead.
I think this is an amazingly immersive experience. I wish I had had something like this.
Pros come in, and they've come in from all over the country. Our department heads.
The first 2 weeks of mentorship, I mean, it's a lot of teaching. Let's see if I can catch any more. It's fun to see where the students are now. We're on week 4, day 17. We're getting there now. I think it's good to walk away.
I think everybody on this project is in a little bit over our heads. But the prerequisite for being used by God is self-doubt. And we are all being used by God.
All of us are here and gifted with different things by God, and all of those pieces are going to fit together and make a really incredible movie.
I think that I'm like way more capable of like hard labor than I thought I was.
I think I've definitely become more confident in myself in the process of being able to figure stuff out when there's a problem.
Making movies is hard, but it's definitely it's meaningful because it's bigger than you.
I definitely think God is teaching me patience. I have learned how to take things with stride.
We want the way that we make movies to reflect our Christian faith. That's almost more important to me, that our students are seeing that.
That's convenient, thank you.
I hope that they can take something of what we're doing and live out their faith no matter what movie set they're on.
Folks, that is a picture wrap. Woo! We just made our movie.
I've been interested in animation since I was really young. Animated movies have always been my favorite.
Heard about it from my dad. He had saw that they're having...
Back inside Platt Arena, we've got the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats in town to take on the home Huntington Foresters. And the Wildcats so far this year, Ryan, have been dynamite, and they're used to that year in and year out down in Marion.
Yeah, I mean, IWU is one of those teams that you know every single year coming into the Crossroads League season that they're going to be one of the top teams in the Crossroads League. As, I mean, they're consistently at the very top, and they're always just one of the top teams for HU to beat.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Wildcats, starting it off for Coach Whaley's side. Jade Nutley out of Madison, Indiana, junior, averaging 12 points per game. Joining her, number 21, Taylor Folkema out of Sand Lake, Michigan. She actually transferred in from Spring Arbor, so within the conference, she's averaging 10 per contest. Jordan Reed, a senior forward, averaging 12.9. Claire Merrill will also be out there. And rounding it off is Lily Frazier from Winnemac, Indiana, averaging 19 points per contest. And then for the other side, the home Foresters, they start their lineup with a dynamic scorer, just a freshman, Bailey Kellum, averaging 17.6 points per game, second leading scorer in the conference. She's helped out by Annika Nelson, another freshman, Emily Sebo, the lone senior on the roster, Gabi Melby, and Olivia Raby, a third freshman in the lineup, will lead the way for Darby Maggard's side here today. And this is the opportunity you want if you're the Foresters. You want a chance to take down one of these top teams and keep growing as a program.
Yeah, I mean, a chance to take down a huge conference rival and someone who's generally considered better than you is always an opportunity any team is willing to take. And I mean, one of the ways that they're going to do that is through Bailey Kellum, who you said is the second leading scorer in the conference. She really needs to be on if the Foresters are going to win tonight, and I know they're going to go to her early and often.
Huntington coming off a win last Saturday against Goshen. Indiana Wesleyan, their first conference loss last time out against the Marion Knights, who are one of the top teams in the country as well. We're set in the middle. Raby will tip it up with Reed, and we'll get our fun Saturday started here in the Crossroads League, and the Foresters will start with it as Kellum pulls it away. Bailey and Melby do most of the scoring for the Foresters, the two guards that lead the way for HU. Melby cuts into the lane, finds Kellum top of the key, dead-eye three-point shooter. Raby trying to get more involved. She battled an arm injury for a while, forced her to miss a couple of games. Good defense from the Wildcats. Melby skips it across, and it's stolen away. Back the other way comes Lily Frazier, the leading scorer on this Wildcats team, and it's a quick foul on Melby, and Frazier's going to get a chance quickly for 2 free throws.
Well, and this is something that I was going to go to is that's trying to draw foul calls on HU. Is their center, our center, Raby, is a little bit foul prone at times, and so they're really going to take it in at her and force her to play defense without fouling.
Frazier, an 81% free throw shooter, gets the first one to go. Averaging 19 points per game this year, 17 last year. She was an All-American on the second team, All Crossroads League first team, freshman of the year a couple of years ago. She's already had a dynamite career, and she adds 2 more points to it there. Huntington will have the task of trying to slow her down, but there's many other options on this Wildcats team too. Melby being hounded by Folkema. Pass inside Raby, top of the key now. She'll swing it to Nelson. Nelson's been starting more with Hartsoe coming off the bench, going with a little more size. Kellum to the basket, she scores it, and she's bumped, and she'll have a chance for a quick 3 at the free throw line.
And there's Bailey Kellum, that is their best scorer on the team, and I mean, she proved it right there with the tough and 1 bucket.
22 points last Saturday against Goshen. She averaged 22 points per game in her last 3 games. She's the second leading scorer in the conference as just a freshman, and she has her first 3 to give the Foresters an early lead 1 minute in. They'll go to Bailey Kellum early and often.
Yes.
Pass inside, Frazier. She's got the first 2. Swings it outside. Wildcats work right to the rim. The left-handed shot, an easy one, missed there by Merrill. And a good chance there for the Wildcats, but then they tip it out.
It's a lucky break from HU as the defense wasn't there to help on the cutter, but lucky that she missed it.
Full court pressure being brought by Coach Whaley's team right now. Last time they took care of the Foresters, 94-63. That was the second conference game of the year down in Marion. Kellum inside to Raby, free throw line extended, finds Nelson. Shot fake, drive left through the lane, can't get it to go. Raby fights for the rebound, but Frazier pulls it away. Frazier comfortable putting the ball on the floor, goes coast to coast, too strong. Nelson grabs the miss. Now Melby pushing the pace. Expect a back and forth game between these two offenses. Both of them highly regarded in the Crossroads League. Sebo's first three, short, and another rebound on the defensive side, this time Volkema. Nutley, limited so far in touches, tosses it away. Good deflection by Kellum, and Sebo picks up the loose ball. Melby, inside Nelson. Now Raby has it back to Melby. Huntington resets. Gabi, the junior transfer in her second year. Kellum's trying for her first three. That one rattles off the rim, and it's down to Frazier again, collecting a lot of early rebounds. Back the other way, Reed. She'll find Morrell, and now a wide open three from Volkema. That one's short, offensive rebound kept alive by Reed. It's a big issue if you're the Forcers. Got to block out and get those loose balls.
Well, they've got height on HU.
Morrell down inside. Nutley goes to the rim, and she scores it with the right hand. And the lead's back in favor of the Wildcats. Coach Whaley wanted a foul as well. His team leads 4-3 here early. This Wildcats team dynamite on offense, averaging 90 points per contest. Nelson dribbles right. She gets a foul on Frazier. That's now the third on the team, second on the team for the Wildcats, and the first on Frazier. And that might be someone you want to attack and get into some foul trouble if she's the best player on this Wildcats team.
Well, I mean, they're going to look to be aggressive on defense, so use that aggression against them and draw fouls.
Kellum goes Sebo, top of the key, now inside Raby. She's trying to get it going early. She's a little too strong on that shot. Volkema pulls down the miss. Great rebounder at 5 per game. She's already got a couple. Nutley scored the last. Frazier already has a bucket. She misses that three. Sebo fights for the rebound, and she gets it cleared to Melby.
It's something that IWU struggled with in their last game, as they were 0 for 12 from three-point range, so they're really looking to try and get their three-point percentage up here today.
Gabi trapped out behind the three-point line. Morrell is going to be called for a foul. And a couple of times now, Coach Whaley cannot believe a couple of these touch fouls. Morrell had Melby in a really tight spot here, just kind of bumped her off her dribble, I guess. I think that's one you can maybe let go, but it was a quick whistle, and it's the Wildcats' third. Sebo, she tries another three. This time she's got it right in front of the Wildcats bench, and now it's a 2-point lead for HU.
Yeah, I mean, it's something Sebo does very well, and that's shoot the three for the Foresters, and that's something they look to her for.
Frazier was open for a moment, throws it into Nutley. She goes over the top of 2 Foresters, and she's tied us back up at 6. See a couple of these players that are forward guards almost for the Wildcats, Frazier and Nutley. Melby goes coast to coast and somehow flips that one up and in for her first 2.
She's a tough scorer. She does not mind going down in the paint and getting hit and drawing contact. She's not afraid of it.
Frazier with the answer right back the other way. She's starting to get it going now, that time with the left hand. Tied back up 8-8. Wildcats team scores a ton of points, as mentioned. This Forester team, though, if they're not turning the ball over, pretty efficient. This is one way to keep it going, as Sebo has 2 early threes.
Well, they keep leaving Sebo open, so they're going to keep going to her. She's now 2 for 3. IWU's got to be careful with that zone.
Frazier handling the ball, throws it over right side to Reed, and now Nutley has it. Will hand it back off. Reed, swing pass, corner 3 from Morrell. She misses it. Melby fights for the loose ball. Merrill keeps it alive and then picks it up. Good hustle play by both those players for either side. Nutley off the dribble, has it tapped away by Sebo. Kellum's got one defender to get by, and she does so with the left hand. It's a quick 5-point lead for HU.
Haley Kellum, that's what she does. She is a scorer for HU, and she will always look to get her shots up.
So the Wildcats now searching for an answer. They've shot a couple of threes and have been unsuccessful. They've been better going to the rim, and they're gonna get rewarded with 2 free throws here as Reed got into the body of, I believe, Annika Nelson, and that'll be the first 2 free throws there as Nelson tried to stay straight up, but was unable to do so.
It's a tough call because it's one of those where you're moving forward and the offensive player just comes in at you, and you know, with your hands straight up in the air, your body's moving forward, so it's illegal contact. That's just one of those tough calls.
So it'll be Folkema who shoots the pair. Can't get the first to go. She's a 70% free throw shooter. She transferred in from Spring Arbor, so she was out all of last year, but she's been fairly impactful this year. Her freshman year at Spring Arbor, she was on the all-freshman team and made second team all-conference. So you bring someone like that in within the conference, you add another weapon, and she's been just that this year.
I mean, IWU is already such a deadly team offensively, and like you said, they score 90 a game. I mean, they're a very dynamic offensive team. So the fact that they just added another weapon this year is, I mean, it's crazy that how good their offense is.
Melby and Raby take a break for HU. A couple of subs as well for the Wildcats. Kellum goes right back to the lane. She's got another basket and another free throw coming, and she's cooking right now in the first half.
Bailey Kellum, as Yumi said, second leading scorer in the conference. She's an incredible bucket getter for HU, and IWU is feeling her presence right now.
Jasmine Griffin, the freshman in from Pennsylvania, picks up the personal. Kellum has a chance for another and one opportunity, and she completes it, and it's the largest lead of the first quarter. The Foresters up 7. They got blown out down in Marion the first time around. They're coming with a different attitude here today. Still a long ways to go. Double team comes, wide open three, left-handed, too strong, nowhere close by Griffin. Rebound, though, pulled down by Parker. Another sub in the game, Bria Garber out there as well with Maddie Lawrence. So a handful of subs. Frazier kicks it off to Riley Parker. Late shot clock and a late foul call with 2 seconds on the shot clock. That's going to be the Foresters' third. And this one's going to go on Lara Valiente, who's freshly into the contest.
That's a tough break if you're the Foresters. You play good defense for a good 25 seconds, and then you get a foul call on you in the last 3 seconds of the possession. That's rough.
Coach Whaley not afraid to go deep with his talented roster. He's got all subs in there right now. Lawrence couldn't score it. Sebo pulled down the miss. Lara Valiente running the point. Yoakum's been shooting it really well out there over the last few games, coming off a nice performance against Goshen. Kellum's feeling it as that one's too deep. She was trying to keep that hot stretch going, but Griffin pulls down the miss.
A little bit of a heat check.
And now an offensive foul on Griffin the other way, and these Foresters are playing inspirational basketball at the moment.
I mean, Bailey Kellum's doing everything. She's got a couple steals. She's taking charges. She's scoring. I mean, what hasn't she done here early on for the Foresters?
So now that's 5 team fouls already, and that's the second on the sub Griffin. So she's got a quick 2. The next defensive foul against Indiana Wesleyan will be free throws for HU. There's still 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, HU's done a really good job of using their aggressive defense against them and drawing fouls. I mean, that's what you got to do. If someone's going to play aggressive on you, you've got to use their aggression against them and draw fouls.
Lara Valiente against Griffin with those 2 fouls. Raby has it. She'll throw it to Kellum. Shot fake, drive left. Bailey gets right to the rim. This time a little too far underneath, and the miss is grabbed by Garber. Back the other way. Garber comes downhill, had it tipped by Raby, and then the Foresters couldn't keep it in as that one goes out of bounds, but the Wildcats will keep possession.
I mean, that was impressive from Raby there on the low block, playing defense without fouling. That's something that most teams have relied on, is going in and drawing a foul on her and getting to the free throw line. But she got her hands in the right position and blocked the shot. Impressive defensive play.
Melby back in, guarding Lawrence now. Winchester, Indiana native, another senior, 6 feet tall, working in the post against Melby. They swing it over left side. Folkema now top of the key. Griffin again. Late shot clock scenario. Folkema trying to create. She finds Parker. That's too strong. Rebound fought for. Melby catches it, able to keep her footing and find Sebo. I think she ran into her own player, Raby, but the Foresters get another stop.
Well, their defense has been incredible so far.
Raby now fouled on the entry pass, and there's free throws coming now as the Foresters are already in the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're using that aggressive defense against IWU, drawing fouls on them. They know that they're going to be reaching and trying to disrupt their movement, and so they're using against them and drawing fouls.
So Raby gets 2 free throws here, 65% from the charity stripe on the year. She's perfect on the first, and you could not ask for a better first quarter if you're Darby Maggard and the coaching staff right now.
I mean, they're playing amazing defense. They're scoring. They're preventing them. I mean, they're basically making the Wildcats outshoot them. They're not allowing them paint shots, and that's what Marion did, and it worked very well for Marion. So HU looked at that film and decided, hey, we're going to do that same. We're going to have that same approach.
Right back to the rim, an easy shot missed there by Lawrence. Melby grabs the miss. HU can start to really stretch their lead a little bit, which you have to do against good teams like this. Sebo left side, doesn't take a ton of twos, finds Yoakum. She'll fire her first three too strong. It falls right into the hands of Parker.
That was a tough shot with a very good closeout from the IWU defender there.
Griffin does a great job with the hesitation move, gets to her strong left hand. She's got two. And now it's 18-11, just a minute 30 left in this first quarter. Melby tries to use a screen from Raby, found Lada Valiente. Raby goes right back in, couldn't get it to go with the left hand. Valiente almost keeps it alive, but Griffin gets the loose ball. Good look there, just not the connection from Olivia.
And you gotta like her aggressiveness here early on, and she's trying to get in and she's trying to score, and she's gotten really close on multiple possessions.
Lawrence goes back to work against Lauda. Double team comes. Forrester's close out nicely beyond the arc. Volkema had a three, instead drives in. She's fouled on her way there by Lauda Valiente. That's her second. And no free throws yet, but one more personal against HU will lead to some free shots for the Wildcats. This Whaley team just subs in and out. They'll play as many as 18 people in a game. I mean, it's nonstop. It's a revolving door, and that's kudos to Coach Whaley for doing a tremendous job recruiting a lot of talented players. Nutley's one of them. As she works back to the left side, Raby blocked her the first time and thought she blocked her the second, but she's going to pick up a foul, and Coach Darby Magger's hand on the head can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually great defensive play from Raby. I mean, I don't know what else you can really do there besides keep your hands up and get your hand on the ball.
There's been a couple of tough calls against both sides, and Maggard's letting the officials know about it. The free throws missed anyways, and sometimes, as we like to say, ball don't lie, you know?
Yeah.
See if that stays true on Nutley's second. She's a great free throw shooter, 83. She knocks in one of the two and pulls it back to a 6-point lead for HU.
I mean, obviously you like the block, but I mean, that's the next best option. It really is. Instead of getting an open shot, they send them to the free throw line, they go 1 for 2, and now it's a only 1-point score.
Yoakum fires her second three, couldn't get it to go. Sebo kept it alive, but it falls to the hands of Riley Parker, and then Frazier will slow it down. They can nearly hold for the final shot, around a 3.5-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. You can see that on the top left of your screen. Frazier, the go-to option on offense. 5 out away from the hoop. Frazier drives right, swing pass all the way over to Riley Parker. Open three for Nutley, too strong. Volkema with the rebound, and another foul on Indiana Wesleyan, and that's gonna be free throws right before the end of this quarter. Volkema just pulled down the right arm of Melby, trying to box her out, and it should be free throws, and it will be, as Coach Darby Maggard had to remind the three officials that her team's shooting now.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta like the hustle from Gabi there. I mean, she's not the biggest when it comes to getting rebounds, but she fought there and forced IWU to foul her if they wanted to get that rebound. That's just great hustle from Gabi Melby.
Yoakum, 75% free throw shooter. That foul went on Volkema, that's her first. Kendall puts the first one in. And Kendall's starting to come on a little bit. She's a freshman, a tremendous three-point shooter. We've seen it all year long, especially recently. She's been able to knock down some shots, and she's stepping up, but she does miss the second. Final shot going to be launched by Frazier right before the horn and off the backboard and out. What a great start for the Foresters. We'll send it to the second quarter. Right now, HU up 7 on the #2 team in the country on FDN Sports.
We ask you to please use the restrooms located in the old lobby. To get to these restrooms, follow the signs just past the home team bench. There's a restroom sign on the north wall to direct you.
welcome back to Platte Arena. A great first quarter by the Foresters. The Wildcats will start with the basketball. Merrill has it. Zone look here now for the Foresters, extended beyond the three-point line. So Coach Maggard changing it up a little bit. They'll go right inside Frazier. She kicks it back out. Merrill throws it down low. Folkema faked a three, drove left, throws it over right side. In the paint, Garber. Now Frazier's gonna have to force one up, and Yoakum forces a turnover.
Man, Forester defense incredible there. They're trying to make Iwu shoot it, and Iwu's trying to get into the paint, but that's not gonna work against the zone.
Kellum now off the dribble. She goes right back to the rim, finds Melby. She's had a quiet start. That shot's left short, and the rebound pulled down by Merrill. She usually a decent three-point shooter, has struggled a little bit recently from beyond the arc. Spin move back left, nice move. Not the finish though. Folkema falls away, can't get the second opportunity to go, and Kendall Yoakum rips it down. Just at the start of the second quarter, Wildcats fighting for the Crossroads League championship this year in the regular season, just coming off their first loss in the conference this year. Kellum back to the rim, tried to draw the foul, couldn't do so, and Folkema's got another rebound. Frazier pushes the pace, finds a wide open Reed, and she has a bucket on the run.
It's a good transition play from Iwu, caught in a 3-on-2 fast break situation, so good transition bucket for Iwu.
Melby tried to get across the half-court line, and it looks like that's going to be called over and back. Melby was never established in the front court, and the ref right on it at the half-court line.
That's one of those casual turnovers you just can't have, especially when you're facing such a good team like Iwu. Every possession matters, so I'm sure Coach Darby Maggard's not too thrilled with that.
Frazier will work against this zone look again. Coach Maggard's staff sticking with it right now. Frazier off the dribble, swings it left side, Merrill, and now Frazier will start over. They're trying to cut those driving lanes off against Frazier, and it's worked on the first couple of possessions. Late shot clock again. Frazier goes against Raby, throws it out wide. Merrill fires a three, another miss. Rebound fought for, Frazier's got it. That's the one problem with the zone. Rebounding gets a little tougher, and nearly an and one chance by Folkema, but she's gonna shoot 2 free throws.
I mean, you gotta like the defensive intensity from HU. The problem is, like you said, the rebounding. When you're in a zone like this, it's very hard to grab rebounds. And I mean, they're already a taller team than you are. And so the fact that now your rebounding is even harder to do, it just makes it tough for HU.
Folkema drops in the first. That pulls us back within 4. Foresters right now trying to hang on to that lead into the halftime break. Folkema puts up the second, can't get it to go, and then Nelson threw it right off the back of Kellum, and that's twice now in a row that Nelson's forced to pass a little too quickly. Lots of time. You get 10 seconds to get across that line. Just maybe a couple freshman mistakes there by Annika to turn it over twice in a row.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those where you're just rushing it, and you got to take your time and make sure you get it across.
And the Wildcats, if you give them extra opportunities, they connect. And just like that, Reed cuts it back to a 2-point game. Wildcats trying to double the ball handler. Melby cuts through the lane. She finds an open Yoakum. That one's too strong. Raby fights for it, goes right into the bench, and it looks like it is going to go the Foresters' way on the loose ball. And Raby just diving into the front row of the Wildcats bench to keep that one alive.
Yeah, I like the hustle there. I mean, I'm sure the Iwu bench isn't too thrilled with it as they got hammered, but good hustle from Olivia Raby there.
Trying to make winning plays. That's what you got to build from the ground up. Nearly another steal as Kellum's able to keep it alive. This pressure's starting to work out a little more for the Wildcats on defense. Melby, quiet start, swings it over Yoakum. She hasn't had her shot quite yet. This time she goes to the rim and up and under move, and that's a nice building block for Yoakum offensively.
Not known for her drives, but if she can work on that and get that as part of her game officially, I mean, she becomes that much more deadly.
Offense starting up top with Garber. Now Merrill swings it over Folkema. They go right back to their go-to player, Frazier. She spins into a double team, throws it out wide. Garber again. Folkema working with 5 on the shot clock. Merrill against Raby through a couple of defenders. Nice cutoff there, and it's a shot clock violation as the Foresters have turned the Wildcats over again.
That's something that this zone defense that Maggard has decided to use has done really well, as it's forcing them to play late into the shot clock. As long as they continue to not foul Iowa late in the shot clock, the HU defense is incredible.
5 turnovers for Iowa now, 3 for HU. Both teams not shooting it great here, but the Wildcats only at 25%. Kellum against 2 defenders. No foul called against Bailey. Melby finds Nelson. She wants to get involved. It's too strong. Kellum runs it down. Hustle plays right now, keeping the Foresters in front. Raby tries to go off the dribble. She'll find Kendall. Had a lane, swings it over Kellum. Melby dribbles into the lane. Nelson, her second try. This time it's good.
And HU working their zone there a little bit. Got the open 3, and Nelson converted for it.
7-point lead now for HU. Frazier wants to try to answer right back. Misses the 3. It's knocked out of play there on the Wildcats as Lawrence couldn't keep it alive, and now HU's got a chance to push that lead back to 9 or 10 again.
HU, I mean, you've got to be impressed with HU here early on in their defense. I mean, HU's not known for the best defense. They're more of an offensive team, but their defense has been incredible here on, especially against one of the top teams in the conference.
Melby and Kellum break the press. Kellum's off to a great start. Nelson just got involved on offense the last time down. She's got it again. Left wing finds Melby, top of the key. Gabi being guarded closely by Frazier. Kellum thought about a 3, gets into the lane. Melby shoots a 15-footer, and that's one way to get going. Gabi Melby's so good in the mid-range.
Yeah, that's something that I always got to look out for, is Gabi Melby's mid-range shooting. That's something she's very lights out from.
Back the other way come the Wildcats, down 9 once again. That ties the largest lead of the day, and now a foul called on Raby. That'll be her second, and right away Emily Sebo jumps off the bench to come back in for, we assume, Olivia.
Yeah, I mean, you do not want your center getting 3 fouls in the first half. I mean, and that's something that she's tried to work on a lot, is her fouling, as she's very foul prone, but she's worked on it today, and she's not had as many fouls as she usually has at this point.
2 fouls on the Foresters in this quarter, none yet on IWU. Both teams shot a few free throws. Kellum's got 1 defender to go against on the break. She gets her up in the air. Nelson's got the rebound and sticks back the second chance. And Annika Nelson now has 5 points, and it's the largest lead of the day, 11 for the Foresters with 4:33 left in the first half.
You got like this HU start, especially the second quarter, because you're expecting IWU to come out here and just start firing and maybe coming back, especially with how good that they've been. But this HU defense has really been incredible here today so far. I mean, they're preventing them from shooting the shots that they want. They're forcing them into tough shots late in the shot clock, which is all you can ask for from the HU coaching staff.
Reed took a shot to the nose there, it looked like from Kellum on that jump stop shot fake. Nelson stuck with it though and put it back. It's an 11-point lead for HU. Frazier gets her offense going with the left hand again. She's so good in the lane with that spin move.
Yeah, that's the shot they've been trying to prevent her from taking, because that's what she's so good at.
Kellum forces the pass. Frazier goes to the rim again. She's got a quick 4, and right back come the Wildcats. It's just a 7-point lead. Those over-the-top passes have really hurt the Foresters a little bit today. Melby cuts into the arc and now throws it back out. Kellum. Bailey being guarded closely, and a touch foul here. That's the first on the Wildcats in the second quarter. And it looks like they're going to get Morel, and that's her second.
I've said this a couple of times so far, but this is something that you've got to be careful for, especially when you're going for this aggressive defense approaches. You've got to watch the hands, because the rest will call the foul if you even slightly reach in and touch them, especially when you're very aggressive on defense. So IWU's got to be careful.
Another close pass there, and Melby went over the timeline again. It's just some of those passes that don't necessarily need to be made by the Foresters.
It was a foul, actually.
Oh, wow. It looked like it was over and back, but instead it's the second on Folkema. That's a tough call against her. And now Melby will get it in front of the timeline this time. Still maybe not a pass you want to throw, though.
Yes.
Sebo has shot it well in this first half, finds Nelson. She's got 5, back out to Emily. Sebo drives into the lane, finds Kellum, right wing off balance. 3-ball is good, and it's a 10-point lead now for HU.
Man, he is such a dynamite scorer here for HU, and she's proving it here today against the second-best team in the conference.
Reed has her shot go a little too long, and then Sebo tried to keep it alive. It's another opportunity for the Wildcats, but this zone has forced IWU to take more threes. They're 0 of 10 from behind the arc so far.
Well, and that's what Marion did in their last game. I mean, IWU went 0 for 12 from three-point range. So clearly, they've proven in recent that they aren't the greatest shooting team right now, and so HU's taking advantage of it.
Another steal this time by Yoakum, and she finds Sebo to slow down the offense. HU now can take their largest lead of the day with another basket. Melby swings it top of the key. Sebo trying to answer, and that's her third, and now it's 13, the lead for HU.
HU's cooking on offense, and that's why IWU's taking a timeout here. HU's not missing. They're playing great basketball. They're playing amazing defense. It's leading to great offense, and you cannot ask for anything more from HU right now.
Sebo's got 3 threes. The team has 5, and Melby just created that open shot there. The Foresters living on emotion right now. We're going to take it to a short break for this full timeout. Foresters looking for an upset on a Saturday in the Crossroads League.
Again, as we edge closer to halftime, just a reminder that the fieldhouse restrooms are unavailable. We apologize for the inconvenience, but ask that you use the restrooms in the old section of the building.
Arena for the last 2:48 of the first half. Foresters on fire right now, a 13-point lead against the number 2 team in the country. Nutley and a few others back in for Coach Whaley's Wildcats. Frazier tries from 3, still no three-pointers good, but the second chance opportunity put back in by Izzy Reed.
Something that IWU wants to do is get in the paint and score, but HU has made it very tough for them to do that here.
Melby had a great play on that last possession to set up Sebo for another 3. Kellum trying to set it up. She finds Melby for an open 3. Another one left short by Gabi. And Melby just not able to find that 3-point stroke at the moment. Frazier finds it open. Parker. 0 for 12 now are the Wildcats from downtown. And then Yoakum gets the loose ball. Foresters have numbers if they push the pace. Gabi will do just that. Kellum open again. Kellum connects again.
You can believe it. IWU has missed 24 straight three-pointers in these last 2 games, and I mean that's something HU's taking advantage of. As you've seen, they're making their threes.
Nutley misses another. Right now, the difference behind the line is the difference in the game. More than that, really. Huntington's made 6 threes, 0 for 12 for the Wildcats. Melby trying to add on to the largest lead of the day. She's been distributing the ball well. Kellum cuts in, it's kicked away. That was off of Reed. And take a look at the scoring right now for HU. Kellum leading the way again with 14, Sebo with 9, Nelson with 5, Melby 4, Yoakum 3, Raby 2. It's a balanced attack again for this Forester team.
Yeah, I mean, a very balanced attack, of course, led by Bailey Kellum. Not surprising, is she's their best scorer, but man, this HU offense is just looking unstoppable right now.
Melby finds Sebo. She's looking for number 4. That one's too strong. Parker throws it up ahead. Frazier and the Wildcats trying to cut into this 14-point lead. There's the spin move again and another foul called as Melby's going to pick up a personal and Frazier's going to get 2 free throws. And let's see if anyone can get the ball out. It might have to be one of the baseball players. Yep. Not jumping, though, using the brim. I know I couldn't get up and get it. Maybe you could, Ryan.
I probably could, but I'm not trying to leave the seat right now to go
Say, we
get it.
We can throw you on camera out there. Let's see if you can do it. So Frazier will have 2 at the line. We've talked about how good she's been in her career. She's been better than that this year, shooting 56% from the field, 81% from the free throw line. She rattles the first one in. Frazier is leading the team right now with 9 points.
She's been IWU's offense so far here today. I mean, she has 8, I think now 9 points with that made free throw. I mean, she's doing everything for them. She's trying to get them into the lane, getting them open shots. Just their teammates aren't hitting the threes, and that's something that IWU's going to have to fix if they're going to win this game.
So Melby takes a seat. Laura Valiente in there running the point. The Foresters can be patient here. If they get a shot quick, they will get one more, though. How about Kellum for another 3? You can count it!
Bailey Kellum is what she does. She is a dynamite scorer. That's up to 17 now for her.
Why go slow when you've got Bailey Kellum open from 3? Another turnover nearly forced. 3 on the way from the Wildcats. That's the first of the day as Parker gets it to go. A 32% three-point shooter.
That ends their streak of 26 missed threes.
Valiente finds Nelson. Kellum wants to stay hot, and she still is!
Bailey Kellum, oh my goodness!
She's on track for 40, and the Foresters are up 15. Back the other way, Lawrence turns it over. Sebo and Kellum running. Bailey to the hoop, left hand at the rim this time, and the Foresters are going to take a 17-point lead into the halftime break.
Bailey Kellum, wow.
We're going to hand it off to Coach Darby Maggard. She's got to be one of the happiest people in the world right now. A 17-point lead against the number 2 team in the country. Bailey Kellum just lit it up there in the first half, Coach.
She did a really good job. She came out, as did our whole squad right here, of executing our game plan. We've been talking about that a lot. We're a young team, and sometimes when you get into a game, you just kind of lose your mind a little bit. And so today I feel like we are locked in both mentally and physically of just moving the basketball and being strong. And they've taken kind of what we've been working on in practice and are executing it in the game.
IWU was getting a lot of easy looks early in the game, but then you switched to that zone, extended zone look. Was that something you guys planned on doing coming into the game today?
Yeah, they're a really, really, really good basketball team, and you've got to have options out there. And right now, our kids are playing pretty connected and pretty together, but we got to rebound the basketball. They went and got a ton of extra possessions for themselves, and that's a lack of focus and a lack of we gotta rebound the ball. They're a good team. They're going to capitalize on that. So in the second half, no matter what defense we're in, whether it's a low zone or low man, we got box out.
All right, Coach. We hope to see you afterwards. Good luck
you.
The rest of the way. All right, Darby Maggard, the head coach for the Foresters, will take it to a short break. We'll be back for the second half here in about 10 minutes.
I'm Megan Hosteller. I'm the producer of the In the Beginning, Our Purpose event, and currently we are getting ready for Britt Nicole to come in and just have an intimate worship night here at HU with all of our students. We're currently getting ready for the camera team to come in, as well as the lighting and everything like that. Our whole team has just put in a lot of effort and time into this event, and we're just really excited to see how it pays off.
One of the big goals for this project is from our community. We want to bring people into this worship night to come and have a really great experience, to be impacted. We want people to come in and worship God, and ultimately the goal is about finding our purpose. A lot of people are trying to figure out, hey, what's my purpose? Where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing the next 5, 10 years? There's going to be a lot of change happening. So what am I supposed to be doing? So the goal of the event is to help people find that purpose through worshiping God, through asking the Holy Spirit to grant us wisdom in these moments, grant us wisdom this night as we sing praises to you, as we receive wisdom from you, as we receive your truth tonight, and ultimately come together in a corporate community to praise you together.
When I saw the name of this, actually the first time I saw it, I think was like on Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. In the beginning, our purpose, like this is truly why we were designed and created, was to worship God, you know? And so I love the name of it. I love that, you know, they had a heart and a vision to bring this to their school. And honestly, I've just been so excited, like leading up this whole month, just my spirit has felt really excited and stirred for what God is going to do tonight. What's cool about it is it doesn't feel like it's about like one particular person. It just feels like, even the way it's set up, it just feels like this is about everyone and just coming together for one purpose.
I'm Megan Hosteller. I'm the producer of the In the Beginning, Our Purpose event, and currently we are getting ready for Britt Nicole to come in and just have an intimate worship night here at HU with all of our students. We're currently getting ready for the camera team to come in, as well as the lighting and everything like that. Our whole team has just put in a lot of effort and time into this event, and we're just really excited to see how it pays off.
One of the big goals for this project is from our community. We want to bring people into this worship night to come and have a really great experience, to be impacted. We want people to come in and worship God, and ultimately the goal is about finding our purpose. A lot of people are trying to figure out, hey, what's my purpose? Where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing the next 5, 10 years? There's going to be a lot of change happening. So what am I supposed to be doing? So the goal of the event is to help people find that purpose through worshiping God, through asking the Holy Spirit to grant us wisdom in these moments, grant us wisdom this night as we sing praises to you, as we receive wisdom from you, as we receive your truth tonight, and ultimately come together in a corporate community to praise you together.
When I saw the name of this, actually the first time I saw it, I think was like on Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. In the beginning, our purpose, like this is truly why we were designed and created, was to worship God, you know? And so I love the name of it. I love that, you know, they had a heart and a vision to bring this to their school. And honestly, I've just been so excited, like leading up this whole month, just my spirit has felt really excited and stirred for what God is going to do tonight. What's cool about it is it doesn't feel like it's about like one particular person. It just feels like, even the way it's set up, it just feels like this is about everyone and just coming together for one purpose.
117 Echo, take one, cover mark.
And action.
I'm the script supervisor.
I'm first AC for camera A.
Second AD.
Best boy electric.
Focus puller.
I'm about to run this right here and man the camera.
B-Speed. Thank you, bye-bye. We've got over 25 students that have worked really hard all semester preparing for this month-long experience.
Oh yeah, the standards have definitely been raised. You ready for me or no?
Normally we do films in 3 days.
We do a lot of student films.
And this has been like 4 weeks plus an entire semester of prep.
This is just insanely different.
The respect that I have for anybody doing grip work on a feature film is through the roof.
On set this week, we have Stephen Baldwin.
Let's leave him to do the miracles and me to handle the business.
On the technical side, it was better than anything I've ever experienced before. Kudos to Huntington University.
I'm afraid our conversation ends right here.
We also have casted Bethany Lind. She's on Ozarks and a DC series right now.
You just left, you didn't call, I thought you were dead.
I think this is an amazingly immersive experience. I wish I had had something like this.
Pros come in, and they've come in from all over the country. Our department heads.
The first 2 weeks of mentorship, I mean, it's a lot of teaching. Let's see if I can catch any more. It's fun to see where the students are now. We're on week 4, day 17. We're getting there now. I think it's good to walk away.
I think everybody on this project is in a little bit over our heads. But the prerequisite for being used by God is self-doubt. And we are all being used by God.
All of us are here and gifted with different things by God, and all of those pieces are going to fit together and make a really incredible movie.
I think that I'm like way more capable of like hard labor than I thought I was.
I think I've definitely become more confident in myself in the process of being able to figure stuff out when there's a problem.
Making movies is hard, but it's definitely it's meaningful because it's bigger than you.
I definitely think God is teaching me patience. I have learned how to take things with stride.
We want the way that we make movies to reflect our Christian faith. That's almost more important to me, that our students are seeing that. That's convenient, thank you. I hope that they can take something of what we're doing and live out their faith no matter what movie set they're on.
Folks, that is a picture wrap.
Woo! We just made our movie.
To me, Forester Camps is learning new things.
Definitely a lot of fun.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here. It's really informative on how college actually is, and the people are really nice.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
All the professors, all the faculty, they're intentionally welcoming to us.
You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
It was a camp that had so much to offer. Like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here. It was like I couldn't really pass it up.
And it's fun too. It's something that like people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible.
Super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun.
To me, Forester Camps is making new friends.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
I was also kind of hesitant because I'm an introvert, but I got some new friends.
Some of my favorite experiences were just getting out and talking to people with similar interests. People who are passionate with the same thing that you're passionate with.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
You meet a lot of different people from either from all over the world or here at campus. A lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different personalities, and I think that's a really good opportunity.
To me, Forester Camp is like engaging.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
A great opportunity to learn about what you want to pursue in life.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment. Inspiring.
A good look in on the real college experience.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
something only happens one time in the universe. It never happens exactly the same. So like, you better take your opportunity while you can.
To me,
To me,
To me, Forester Camps is
There's a lot of different opportunities with a little bit of Jesus mixed in.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Forester's Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just like a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was like passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
This is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are like at the camp as well. Talk to like your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school, you could come here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
Welcome back inside Platt Arena, and man, if you're just turning it on, maybe not expecting the score that we're about to tell you, it's 45-28, Foresters on top of the #2 Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. It was back and forth to start, but then the three-point shooting and Bailey Kellum took over for HU.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey Kellum just took over that first half. She's on her way to a 40-point game if she continues with the scoring that she's doing. She has 22 points on 8 of 12 shooting, 4 of 6 shooting from three-point range. I mean, she's doing everything. She's coming up with steals on the other end. She's playing great defense, and that's leading to some great shots on offense. And she's really been what HU has relied on here to build this giant lead that they have.
You see 2 of Kellum's 22 there, and it was other players as well that got involved. It was really Sebo that started the offense, but at the end of the day, the Foresters knocked down 8 three-pointers in the first half, just 1 for Indiana Wesleyan, and right now, that's the difference.
Well, and you can see how HU is willing to let them shoot with the zone look that they've gone to, which has worked out tremendously for them on defense so far in this game. Is they're making IWU beat them by shooting threes, something that they struggled with, as IWU broke a 26 three-point miss streak with that 3 that they hit in the first half, as they're 1 of 13 right now. And I mean, they're struggling from three-point range, and HU knows it, so they're doing anything they can to force them to beat them from 3.
So we're just about ready to start the second half. HU explodes for 45 in the first, and we can talk about the offense, but it was the defensive switch-ups and changes that held the Wildcats, who scored 90 per game, to 28 in the first half.
I mean, their defense is really what needs to be talked about so far in this game. Is HU's defense is what's leading to their offense. I mean, they got their offense rolling early, which always helps them with their mindset going into it. But their defense has just been incredible against one of the best scoring teams in the Crossroads League that we've seen in recent years.
Little zone look trap here for the Wildcats. Sebo flips it to Melby. Nelson wants to start the second half, just like the Foresters ended the first. And how about the hustle play continuing? The zone look for the Wildcats, and now they couldn't box out. And we saw that be a little bit of an issue in what Darby Maggard covered in that first half.
Well, that's always an issue when you're in a zone look. Is the zone, it makes all of your players come out of the paint, so that way they can't crash the boards as easily. And that's something that both teams are struggling with the zone now, is getting rebounds, but we'll see who can win the rebound battle.
Looks like the Wildcats just got a bench warning. They've stood up quite a bit when their team was on the offensive end of the court. Raby cut in, and it's a steal by Nutley. Frazier will push it right back the other way. Folkema finds Nutley, who's able to keep her footing. Throws it back to Reed. Same look here, more of a man-to-man traditional look somewhat for HU to start this second half, always doubling the post though. 10 on the shot clock. Frazier gets right to the hoop, and she scores with the right hand on the left side. And the Wildcats they could come right out in this third quarter and go on a run to bring this game right back into their hands.
Well, they're such a good offensive team that you just can't ever take a lead for granted, as they will be right back.
Sebo for three. That one's too strong. Rebound kept alive, and then the Wildcats able to keep it in bounds. Back the other way, 10-footer in transition. The roll doesn't go down for number 23, Reed, and Raby clears it.
Good transition defense from HU. They're preventing the open layup.
Raby has it knocked away for a moment. Now she's fighting for it. The Wildcats come up with the loose ball. Here comes Reed right at Sebo. She goes through the contact, gets her own miss. Nutley with the 12-footer. That rims in and out. Frazier with another offensive opportunity. Third chance. Wildcats step through. That one's missed again, and 3 opportunities. 3 misses for the Wildcats, and right now they just cannot get a shot to drop.
I mean, you've got to take into account the HU defenses. They're collapsing the paint, not allowing their interior scorers to get much of a look inside, which is really helping them. And you know IWU's going to be pushing into the paint pretty much the entire time in this first part of the second half.
Reed picks up her first personal. That's the second on the Wildcats here to start this third quarter. Swing past Kellum, now finds Sebo inside Raby. She can go to work, instead goes to Nelson. Shot fake, back to Melby. She'll drive right baseline, tried swinging it to Kellum, gets it to her now. Bailey with the great first half, can't get it going to start the second half. It's a block by the Wildcats, and Frazier pushes it up ahead to Nutley, and an offensive foul called as Raby gets down the court in time.
And Raby playing some great defense. I mean, risky there as she was very close to the interior line, which is illegal for taking a charge, but she got there in time and got in great position. So
Ryan,
job.
I didn't know this either, but they changed it this year. That line actually doesn't mean anything for women's basketball.
Really?
So that actually completely changed. I was actually taught that just a few games ago as Raby tries to get her offense going, and Sebo goes over the back of Frazier, and she's going to pick up a foul. So I was actually saying that a few games ago and didn't realize the NAIA went away from that half-cylinder rule for the girls' side. Still in effect for the men's team, though.
That's surprising because that's usually a rule in most different basketball leagues.
Frazier going back to work. Out behind the three-point line, trying to find an option. She'll go to Merrill, who finds Reed. Frazier shot fake, 15-footer, and she knows how to score it, and she's starting to get it going here over the last few game minutes. We're 3 minutes into the third. The lead has gone from 17 to 13 now for the Foresters. Over the top pass again. Kellum's done that a few times. Frazier in transition, pull-up jumper too strong from Reed, and the Foresters really dodge a bullet there.
Yeah, Foresters got to be careful. IWU can come back from anything with how good their offense is.
45 to 32, excuse me, right now for HU. Raby, top of the key, had a back cutting Melby, now takes it off the dribble. She finds Gabi in the right corner. Gabi surveying in the lane, flips it over the top. Nelson kept it alive. Loose ball falls to Folkema. Somewhat of a careless pass there for HU. Transition three on the way. That one is wide right, kept alive and picked up back to shoot by the shooter, Merrill. And now Frazier goes to work. Back to the basket against Raby. Forces it outside. Merrill, still 10 on the shot clock. Nutley spins back. Sebo goes straight up, and Nutley's able to score it. Back within 11 as the Wildcats have stormed back here a little bit in this third quarter.
HU's got to be careful. They can't find an offensive rhythm here, and IWU's taking advantage.
Opportunity again. Frazier scores it on the left side, and Coach Darby Magger needs a timeout, and she's going to take a full one, and we will take it with her. It's now a 9-point lead, 45-36 with 5:46 left in the third quarter on the FDN Sports Network.
Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Back in Platt Arena, it's now just a 9-point lead for the Lady Foresters, and right out of the halftime break, it's an 8-0 run for the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats.
The Wildcats, they can do this. I mean, they are such a good offensive team that you can't take any lead for granted, and HU really is struggling with those overhead passes, trying to get it over the line, and at this point it's just you got to get it over the line and get an offensive set going and try to score here if you're HU.
So not really pressuring the ball here as much of the Wildcats. Now they'll bring it. Kellum this time gets it across with Nelson. She's now doubled and will start the offense over with Melby between the circles. Gabi working about 50 feet from the basket, now cuts into 30 feet, and now within the arc. Gabi being hounded by Frazier. Jump stop, trying to find an option, swings it over the top. Nelson, she'll try to make a three, and she does, and that's a huge answer by the freshman.
Yeah, HU really needed that shot there. I mean, their offense has been grinded to a halt to start this third quarter, and a huge shot from Nelson.
So it's 48-36. Foresters have now made 9 threes. They're coming off a game last weekend and an offensive foul on Frazier. And once again, Coach Whaley can't believe it. That's 4 team fouls now. Take a look at this replay. Frazier drove in against Nelson, and
you see the little push there a little bit. That's what they're calling. I'm not sure that was really a push. But
yeah, it didn't look like enough, but Frazier does pick up her second, and that's the team's 4th here in the third. What I was saying is, last week against Goshen, the Foresters tied a school record with 16 threes in a game. Right now, they may get there if they stay hot the rest of the way. Kellum, not much space now. They've really changed the defensive look here. Kellum finds Raby. 2 defenders, throws it up, can't get it. Sebo's there with the offensive rebound and score.
HU, they're fighting hard here and trying to get an offensive rhythm going, the same that they had in the first half, which made them so deadly.
Griffin throws it out wide. Reed, left side all the way to the corner. They're going to try to work inside with Lawrence against Raby. 2 good post players. Nelson knocks it away. It's another Wildcat turnover. Melby pumps the brakes and will reset. Coach Maggard yelling out instructions. They find Olivia Raby. Swings it up top, Melby. Kellum drives left, had it knocked away. Raby tips it back. Couple of bodies on the floor, and it's going to be called a timeout for Coach Whaley. It'll be a 30-second timeout, and you cannot ask for better effort from both teams right now. We've seen this multiple times. Best players on the floor getting on the hardwood and picking up these loose balls.
Yeah, I mean, you knew IWU would come out firing here in this first half, and I mean, they've shown it with both their defense and their offense. They've really just come out with a whole different mindset and game plan here in the second half, and HU is trying to match that intensity right now, which is something that they're going to do if they're going to have to keep this lead.
Wildcats came into today shooting 54% from the field. Right now, they're only sitting at 33% and 1 of 14 from downtown. They've shot 7 of 10 from the charity stripe. HU's 47%. They've made 9 of 21 from 3, which is good for 43%. And then 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. 11 turnovers for the Wildcats, 10 for the Foresters. And right now, HU's really kind of beating up on the Wildcats in most of the categories, but Wildcats still have some time to make up some ground before this 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's a testament to HU's defense so far this game, as it's been, I mean, as much as you can ask for from defense.
Lawrence drops it in. Kellum goes straight up, forces another miss at the rim. Now Bailey pushes the pace, picks it up, had it knocked away, and then a late whistle against Frazier. And several Wesleyan fans in the building not happy about that, as Frazier picks up her 3rd, and now HU will once again be shooting free throws the rest of the 3rd quarter.
Well, it's the aggressive defense. I hate to keep repeating myself, but aggressive defense leads to foul calls, especially for teams that are as aggressive as IWU is on defense. You're gonna get those foul calls, and I mean, if you're gonna continue to be that aggressive, you've got to expect those calls to come.
Kellum puts up the first, and she knocks it in. She's got a game-high 23 now. 8 of 13 from the field. She's perfect from the free throw line, now 3 of 3. And Kellum puts up the second and puts it in, and she has been dynamite again today, up to 24, trying to chase down her season high and career high. Right now it's a 16-point lead. Kellum has it knocked away, and she thought it may have been off of Nutley, but it looks like Kendall had the last touch. So Merrill will come back in. Hovey will step out. We didn't see Hovey really get too many minutes in this game so far. I didn't see the ball a ton. So different lineup again, and it looks like there's going to be a hold on the Foresters here. Not sure who they got. It'll be Kendall Yoakum. That's the second on the home team, and the first on Yoakum. You know, a lot of people are complaining right now about the fouls, but at the end of the day, Indiana Wesleyan has had more free throws in this game as well. It's just been a physical matchup.
Yeah, both teams are physical defenses, so I mean, foul calls are bound to happen.
Inside, Nutley catches. She's blocked by Yoakum. Unable to score the next time was number 23, Reed, and the Foresters again shut down the options at the rim. Melby off the dribble. She's had a good day passing it. Now she's trying to score it, and she's got an easy 2 at the rim. The lead's back up to 18.
Gabi Melby doing what she does best, slicing the defense like butter.
Back outside, Parker finds Frazier. Nutley now will fire one from the top of the key, and she's got a 3. She's knocked in 33% of them this year. That's the second made 3 for the Wildcats. Lead cut to 15. Coach Whaley wants his team to trap again. Kellum able to break it. Melby will start the offense again. Great passer, and she loves late game situations. Gabi to Sebo, 12 on the shot clock. Emily puts it on the floor. She finds Kellum, and it looks like she stepped on the sideline there, and it'll be a turnover for HU.
She's got to watch her foot in the corner. The corner is, there's not much space there, so you got to watch out when you're trying to get that starting run to go to the baseline. You've got to be careful to not step out of bounds.
Most of the points in this game scored by starters for HU, 3 bench points. And they're relying on their starters right now, but also Nelson has been pretty effective in there today. She's been both a starter and bench player. Now a whistle on the Foresters. Sebo's going to pick up a holding call. That's the 3rd of the quarter on Indiana Wesleyan, and just the 2nd on Sebo. So 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Foresters trying to play spoiler here on their home court. 15-footer off glass by Reed. Probably not how she designed to score it, but either way, she'll take the 2.
Yeah, I mean, not always how you look for it, but sometimes as long as it works, it works.
Melby just went against 3 defenders to get that across the line. Foresters trying to end this 3rd quarter on a hot run. Kendall Yoakum shot a 3. Sebo fought for the offensive rebound. Melby shot fake. Kellum wants another 3. Looks wide left, it was, and Nutley pulls it down. So a final push here by the Wildcats could make this a 10 or 9-point game if they score a few in a row, and that's an easy bucket at the rim as Merrill gets into the lane easily.
IWU is playing some great basketball here in this 3rd quarter.
Kellum being trapped again in a tough spot, and it's a quick timeout by Darby Maggard. That's a heads-up call there by Coach Maggard as her freshman Kellum was in some trouble. It'll just be a 30-second timeout, but this 3rd quarter has been really a seesaw back and forth. You look at it, it's 15-9 IWU in this quarter, but they started with the first 8. And then the Foresters came right back, got their lead to 18. It's down to 11 again, and this defensive pressure is really what has flipped the switch a couple of times for Coach Whaley and the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, HU's got to find a way to get past this full court pressure and the half court trap, as it's working really efficiently as it's making their players make bad and rash decisions. And HU's really just got to get it calm, get it over the line, and get some offensive plays going.
It's a big game for both teams in the conference. The Foresters trying to hang around the 4 or 5 spot in the conference. Right now they're sitting at 6 because they lost the game at Taylor, so that tiebreaker goes to the Trojans. But if they can win a couple in a row, especially against a tough team like this, they set up for some more success. Melby falls away from 6 feet. She had it blocked, and now the Wildcats can trim it to single digits here with the 2-pointer and cut it all the way down to 8 with a 3. Frazier against Kellum, slams on the brakes. Now she goes back to the basket. Yoakum forced the pass out. Nutley goes right down the rim. She's bumped on her way there, but the putback's there for Folkema, and now it is just a single-digit lead, a 9-point lead for the Foresters. Kellum into the teeth of the defense again, has to drop it off to Yoakum. Foresters can hold for a little bit here. A 4-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. A bucket here for HU would be massive. Melby wants it. That one's short. Yoakum fought for the rebound. It's pulled down by Reed. Now the Wildcats can take momentum into the break. 3-pointer on the way. Merrill can't hit. Frazier's got the board. She loses her footing and she travels. And the Foresters are actually going to be able to throw up a last-second shot.
As an unlucky break for the Wildcats there. That could have very easily been called a foul, but she did move forward a little bit. I mean, the swarming defense from HU.
So Melby will not launch one up. It's a 9-point lead for the Foresters against the number 2 Wildcats. When we come back, 10 minutes on the clock, Foresters looking for an upset.
Of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
Back in Platte Arena, 10 minutes ago, a 9-point lead for HU, and the adjustments were made for the Wildcats there, and it brought them right back into this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, IWU is just such a good team that you can never count them out, no matter how big the lead is. They could be down 30 in the first half and then come back and win the game. They're just that good offensively. And I mean, their defense has really been what's impressive in that third quarter. Was HU couldn't get the ball over the half-court line, as their half-court trap worked really well, and HU's really just got to get the ball over and get their sets running, because they've proven that they can score on the end. It's just if they can get it there in the first place.
The good news is the Foresters were up pretty big at the half, so even though the Wildcats cut into the lead, it's still the Foresters' game to win if they can take care of the basketball here in this fourth quarter. Wildcats and Frazier will start with it. They'll try to cut into this 9-point lead. Foresters kind of back into that zone look, drive inside. Nutley wants a 3. That one's short. Fighting for the rebound was Folkema, and then it's tapped out of bounds off of Yoakum, and it's going to be Wildcats ball. See if we can get a good look here. Folkema fighting for it. Couldn't tell if the right leg of Frazier was in the way. Either way, it's going to be the Wildcats ball again. 3 up and a foul on the jump shot, and that's a mistake there by another young Forester. Do not want to foul someone in the jump shot shooting motion.
Yeah, I mean, she's already hit one of those shots early, so obviously you don't want her to get a free shot there, but you cannot bring your arm down on their arm while shooting that. That is just a careless foul there that leads to free throws.
Reed misses the first. And she'll have a chance for one more. It's the second on Yoakum in the game, the first on the Foresters, just 16 seconds into the fourth quarter. As she splits the pair, it's an 8-point lead. Another over-the-top pass. Melby does it again to Kellum, and once again, it just hasn't worked, but they continue to try to do it.
Yeah, they've got to get away from that. They've just got to get the ball over and get some screens or something. What they really need to do is set some screens and get their players an open lane and get over the half-court line.
So Kellum and Melby have done that a few times today, and the Wildcats are right back in this game. They throw it to Merrill, right corner. They swing it over Frazier. Nutley's got another three. She leaves it short again. Yoakum runs it down. Kendall able to slow it down at the 10-second line and control the basketball, and then throws it right away. Reed, against a few defenders, goes through the contact and scores it over top of Yoakum. And right now, the Wildcats are getting right back into this basketball game, down 6.
Yeah, their defensive intensity is just higher than HU's. They're scoring at more efficiently now. Just gotta be careful here.
Not much contact there at all, as we've got the conference standings on there. Not sure why, but we took those back off, and Reed drops it in. It's now just a 5-point game, but not much contact there at all on Yoakum, but it is a 3-point play, and Melby throws it over again. So the Wildcats now can get going here. Folkema misses at the rim. Good contest by Raby. Foresters have to stay under control. They're getting sped up and making some tough passes.
They've got to stop those over-the-head passes because those are so easy to steal because they're in the air for so long.
Melby, in and out dribble, gets into the lane around the 10-foot area, drops it in, and Nelson scores it on the right side. Beautiful play by Melby.
Yeah, that's what Melby does very well, is get the ball to her, get her to her teammates where they can score easily.
Frazier back to the basket, back to Nutley. 3-ball on the way by Merrill, and she drops it in. There haven't been many threes for the Wildcats today, but that's a big one. It's back to a 4-point lead for HU. Melby goes right back coast to coast and scores it. She loves getting it going in the last quarter of games. Big-time player.
Yeah, she loves the spotlight, and that's something that she's looking to take here.
Merrill drives right. She's got an opening against Kellum. She is fouled, and she has a bucket and a chance to cut it to 3 as Kellum picks up the personal.
Man, IWU is rolling right now. They cannot be stopped going in, and HU's really got to collapse that paint here if they're going to stop this IWU offense.
So Merrill scores it. She'll have a chance for one more. She's a 91% free throw shooter, and she shows why. Lead is cut all the way down to 3 now for HU. Melby being doubled, gets in the lane. She's bumped on her way. Nutley was able to stand her ground, and Melby turned it over. And right now the turnover's just shooting the Foresters in the foot. They're now up to 15 on the game.
I mean, you've got to give credit to their defense. Their defense has just been incredible here in this second half.
3 fouls on the Foresters, none so far in the quarter on HU. Excuse me, I should say 3 on HU, none on the Wildcats. Nutley hands it off. Frazier goes right back to the rim. She scores it past Nelson, and now it's just a 1-point game. This Wildcats team has battled all the way back. Melby splits the defenders, has to slow it down. Kellum fires to get her team back on track, and she connects again.
Kellum, she's looking to help her team get back in this as they need an offensive rhythm here.
Nutley finds Frazier. We've got a good 7 minutes left. The Foresters trying to upset the Wildcats. The Wildcats trying to stay in contention for the league. To the rim, Frazier is blocked by Melby, and they call another foul. That's 4 straight on the Foresters. And all of that yelling from the Wildcats fan now is turned to the Foresters, as
that looks very clean. That is a tough break for the Foresters. I mean, she got all ball there. I don't know where the foul is, but I mean, the referee sees it. The referee sees it. It's a tough call.
That's 15 free throws now for Wesleyan, only 8 for HU on the game, and their side has been mostly upset with the officials throughout the game. So something to keep an eye on is Frazier puts both of them up and in, and it's now down to a 1-point game. Raby tried to stand her ground, got called for the whistle, and now the Foresters got to break the press again. Kellum gets all the way to the rim. She's fouled now, and she'll shoot a couple and try to push that lead back up to 4, but right now HU can't get many stops on the defensive end.
Well, that's where they were so successful in the first half, is their defense. Their defense was so much better in that first half. I mean, they were getting stops, getting traps, and getting steals, and they just haven't been able to do that here in the second half.
That's Frazier's 4th, so she's got 7 minutes to play with only 1 foul to play with. If you get her out of the game, that's the leading scorer for the Wildcats, one of the best players, not just in the conference, but the country. Kellum's 2nd is good. She continues to lead the Foresters. She's up to 29. That matches her career high. Foresters back into this extended zone look. Frazier with the 4 fouls, dribbles it in. HU can't reach. The next foul will be free throws. Tipped away by Nelson. Frazier gets it back. She finds an open Merrill, who leaves it short. Offensive rebound collected and scored by Folkema.
It's good HU defense. They've just got to box out and get those rebounds, something they have not done well.
HU breaks the press again this time. Kellum's trying to take over. Slows down, finds Nelson. Melby left wing, she'll drive in, throws it up top, Raby. Nice collection, and how about over the head shot off glass for Raby?
I mean, I would have no chance to block that shot. It's a smart play from Raby there, heads up.
Quite literally over the head as well.
Yeah.
Folkema back the other way, on her way to the hoop. She's bumped, no call, loose ball. Kellum dives and just can't keep it in. It'll stick with the Wildcats. They'll have possession right in front of their own bench.
Their bench has got to be careful standing up, because the referees aren't always the biggest fan of their entire bench standing up. So got to be careful to not get a technical for it.
The shot clock has 29 on it, but I believe it should only have 19. So there should be 19 on the shot clock, 5:58 left in the game. And it's 65-61, and I think the refs will talk about it and cut it down. Since there was an offensive rebound on Indiana Wesleyan's side, it should be 19 on the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, it should be 19 right now for the shot clock, but we'll see here.
So it'll be 19 on the shot clock since it was a rebound in the front court. That's the main thing there. The officials just wanted to check in on that. And it'll be 5:58 on the game clock. So it does reset off an offensive rebound, but it resets to 20. And so now we're going to put it to 19. It'll be 5:58 on the clock. So it's all solved here, and we're back the other way. Cut into the lane, a couple of bodies down for both sides. Nutley catches, and it's going to be a defensive foul on Raby. And with 6 minutes left in the game, I think that'll put the Wildcats in the bonus, and it will, and that's Raby's 4th.
And surprising, she got knocked down twice there by 2 of the different IU defenders. So surprising foul call on Raby there. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but they saw foul, and so foul on Raby.
Nutley knocks in the first. I think maybe Raby just didn't give her enough room to catch and collect. Raby maybe in the cylinder, as they talk about, a new rule over the last few years. Nutley's first was good. Her second is long. Rebound fought for, and Yoakum tipped it out of bounds. And the Wildcats are going to keep the basketball.
That's careless right there. I mean, you've got to collect an easy rebound like that. You go up with 2 hands, not 1 hand. And she went up for 1 hand and just knocked it out of bounds. It's careless play.
Frazier, she's open for 3, trying to tie it, and she has from the left wing. And the Wildcats have come all the way back to tie this game up, and now it's a steal. Inside pass, Melby was there to deflect it to Kellum. HU's got the ball back. We're tied up with 5:30 left. Wildcats just do not go away. Melby to Sebo. Kellum drives in. Hands it off to Melby. She'll fire a 3. That one's too strong over the backboard, and possession belongs to the Wildcats.
Wildcats here, somewhere that they fully expected to be, and that's in this game and a chance to take the lead. I mean, you just cannot take anything for granted, no lead for granted against this IWU team. They are so deadly.
They've now outscored HU by 17 in this second half, dominating the last 2 periods. Frazier against Yoakum gets all the way to the rim, and she scored it with a foul again. And Frazier taking over like the best player on the team that she has been all year long.
And it's something HU's got to look for. She has 4 fouls on the offensive end. You've got to attack Frazier, make her play defense, and make her foul. Because if you foul her out, then their offense will go to a hold.
17 fouls on HU, 15 on Indiana Wesleyan. This will be the 19th free throw of the day for Frazier. So even though Indiana Wesleyan has only shot 4 of 21 from downtown, they're back ahead, and Frazier has a chance to add another one, and she does. And it looks like we'll have a sub in here for the Wildcats. It'll be Jade Covey. She's played limited minutes, and Frazier will take a seat with those 4 fouls.
Smart from the IWU coach there, get their player out of the game with 4 fouls, especially when she's been the catalyst for their offense.
Melby breaks the press, gets across the timeline, now into the lane, swings it over, and it's one of those passes again, cross court, that Merrill picks off. Turnovers have plagued the Foresters in this second half, and now a foul on the back end by Kellum. And these fouls are really starting to pile up against HU.
Yeah, I mean, I was always kind of confused in the first half when the IWU fans were yelling at the refs for the fouls, because honestly, IWU's been ahead the entire game when it comes to free throws and getting to the free throw line. So something that IWU's really used to their advantage, and been one of the reasons they're winning the game right now.
Coach Whaley sees his team up 4 now. It was a 17-point halftime lead. Now 20 free throws make it 21 on the way, and that one is in again. They've made 16 of them, and it's now the largest lead of the day for Indiana Wesleyan, up 5. Valiente ahead to Kellum. HU just has to get a shot off. Valiente inside Nelson. Back to the basket. She goes to Melby. 4:30 left in the game. They find Kellum. Shot fake, drives in. Euro step, left hand. Couldn't get the roll, but she'll get 2 shots. And a chance to cut this one back to 3 as it's 70-65 Indiana Wesleyan.
Bailey Kellum a chance to score her first 30-point game here. She's had an incredible performance here against such a good team.
She had 29 against IUK. She's now got 30, first time in her career. And by the end of the day, she might be the leading scorer in the conference if she continues to take over the game like she has here today. Kellum puts the second one up, missed it. Nelson kept it alive, but then it falls right into the hands of Hubby. And now Nutley will bring it across the half-court line. Wildcats going to work, and another foul called, this time on Nelson. And they're gonna say hands, but Nelson did not use her hands at all to defend here. You'll see it. Nelson came out. They said hands to the side there of Reed. And if you're gonna call anything, it'd be a blocking foul.
Yeah, I didn't see any hands there from Nelson. I mean, she kept them up and seemed like good defense. I don't really know where the foul call came from there.
Free throw, no good by Reed. And she'll have one more coming. It's a 4-point lead with 4:17 left for the Wildcats. They were down as much as 18 in this second half. Reed, second one up. That one was perfect. And it's a 5-point lead with just over 4 minutes left. Valiente works with Sebo to break the press. Lauda couldn't get it back as Sebo turned it over again.
Those passes, they have just got to get their passes to be better.
Cutting into the lane was Folkema. Coach Whaley wants a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. But this is what good teams do. The Wildcats came into this second half in a big hole. They turned up their defensive intensity. They pushed the pressure forward into the front court and back court against HU, and they've turned them over a ton in the second half. And HU hasn't had many shot opportunities because of the mistakes, ball handling throughout the last part of this game.
Well, the reason that they were so good in the first half and why they had the lead that they did was their defense. Their defense was incredible. They were forcing IWU to cause more turnovers. They were getting the shots they wanted because of that defense, getting open transition plays, which is where they score a lot of points at. And IWU's just really taking that away from them, making most of their shots and causing HU to have 18 turnovers to their 13, and that's really, as you said, that's what's plaguing the Foresters is their turnovers and their bad passing.
Nutley will start the offense as she drops it in, and Merrill will control the ball. 15 on the shot clock after that timeout from the Wildcats. They give it off to Frazier. She goes to the rim again, swings it cross court. Merrill catches it. Nutley back to Merrill. Sebo, good closeout. Merrill with the Euro step. She's got another basket, and it's a 7-point lead, largest of the day late in the game here for the Wildcats. Another steal nearly caused, and then Sebo falls out of bounds with the basketball. It's another turnover, and HU has started to struggle against this pressure now, 19 turnovers.
Yeah, IWU's really just put the pressure on them, and HU has not been able to handle it so far, and that's the difference maker in this second half.
So now just 3:33 left. The Wildcats can start putting this one away. They've trailed most of the game, but now they're in a great spot to win their 18th game of the year. Frazier against Nelson. She blocked it. Nelson pulled it down as well. If HU can work quick, they break the pressure before IWU can get set. Melby does so, uses a screen from Raby. They find Kellum. She has to drop it back to Melby. Raby's working hard inside. Sebo fires one in front of her bench. That one rattles in and out. Kellum fights for it, and they're gonna say the foul was on the floor, and the Foresters will have the basketball under their own basket.
Tough break for HU I mean, Kellum fought hard to get an offensive rebound and quickly got the shot up. I thought that she got it off in time, but the refs saying she didn't.
Kellum's got to be the player you go to right now. Looking at some foul trouble, even though it's getting late in the game, Merrill picks up her fourth, so her and Frazier both playing with 4.
That's her 2 scores.
Raby starts it with Melby, and she drops in another mid-range J. It's back within 5. The Foresters have to get a stop on this side.
It all starts with defense. Offense starts with defense, and that's what HU's got to be effective at here.
Nutley against Nelson, double team, back out to Reed. She swings it to Merrill, who cuts back in. Nutley's open, a late whistle. It's an offensive foul. And the Foresters turn over the Wildcats this time and now have a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
And Merrill's officially out of the game. A huge break for the Foresters, getting out one of their best players on her 5th foul.
Yeah, it looks like it was Melby that stepped right in there. Maybe a little acting job as well by Melby, but sometimes you can get that to work. That's the 4th on the team. Merrill's done. She had a pretty nice day today. Only came in averaging around 5 points per game. She scores 12 today and gets a nice round of applause, but right now the Foresters got that stop. Now they need a score.
They need to get this lead to either 3 or 2 here, as they're only down 5, 73-68. They've really got to get a shot here and get into a 1-possession game.
Sebo works with Nelson and Melby, trying to break that press. Nelson gets it across, over the top to Sebo, back out to Melby between the circles. 15 on the shot clock. Melby off the dribble. Sebo wide open 3. Sebo's too strong with it, and then it's kept alive by Nutley, who tipped it over to Hubby. Good look for HU, just not the result.
I mean, they got their shot that they wanted, so you can't ask for much more. You just got to make it.
Fans starting to rain out the defense chants here in Platt Arena, trying to cheer the girls on to a late-minute comeback. Frazier into the lane, spins back left, finds an open Folkema. She launches, it's long, rebound fought for, Sebo's got it. Kellum pushing the pace. She slams on the break, now she's got to find an option, it's Raby. Under 2 minutes, Foresters down 5. Melby gets to the rim. She's blocked as that one sails out of bounds. Nice recovery by Nutley. The Foresters will have it with 16 on the shot clock.
They've got to work here fast, as they've got to get a couple of buckets and a couple of stops here if they're going to be back in this game.
Melby went to the right hand. That led right into the shot block by Nutley. Raby catches. She'll work back to the basket. Sebo catches. Melby left wing, deep away from the basket. Gotta go quick. Melby drives in, and she's fouled on her way there. Folkema will pick up the personal, and it should be a shooting foul here for Melby, and it will be.
And there you go. That's what HU needed, a break, get to the free throw line, a chance to cut this lead down to a single possession, 3-point game. She makes both.
So Melby will stand at the line. She's not shot a free throw today. This will be her first 2. She's got 10 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and she just knocked in a huge free throw to cut it back to a 4-point game.
She makes this. They're still in this game. I mean, even though that they had a hole, they've dug out a little bit here, and they've really just got to dig deep here on the defensive end.
Melby is perfect on both, and now the Foresters are a stop and a 3 away from tying us back up. Both teams will be shooting free throws after fouls. 73-70, IWU in charge. Into the lane, Frazier called for an offensive foul, and she's out of the game. So Frazier, the best player on the Wildcats, is disqualified, and the Foresters now have a chance to cut it to 1 or tie it up.
That's their 2 best players of the entire game gone. I mean, that is a huge break for the Foresters, getting those 2 out. And once again, who was it? It was Bailey Kellum doing it. She has done all night long. She has just been huge for the Foresters.
Kellum stepped right in and took the charge, and she's been dynamite on both sides of the basketball. Now the Foresters need another bucket. 1:11 left. Foresters trying to fight off the number 2 team in the country. Nelson trying to get it across. She goes over the top to Kellum. Bailey able to get the loose ball. Foresters a little shaky breaking the press. Already 13 on the shot clock. Melby off the dribble. She goes right, gets her defender in the air. Raby's wide open for 3. That one's off the left side of the rim, and the rebound is pulled down. Still enough difference for the Foresters to play defense here.
HU's got to dig deep. One last defensive possession here to try and hit a 3 in the next shot to tie the game.
12 on the shot clock, and Coach Whaley wants a timeout with 10 on it. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Come back for the last 24.3 seconds. The Wildcats right now up 3 on the Foresters. All right, we were wrong. It was just a 30-second timeout, so we'll bring it right back into the arena. It's 73 to 70, 24.3 seconds left. And the Wildcats have possession with 10 on the shot clock. Coach Whaley right now trying to draw up his favorite play to put this one away.
I mean, this is a game where a lot of people consider that it would be an IWU blowout against HU. So the fact that HU is in this game where they are is very impressive on their part. And if they can close it out here and close it out on defense, it'd be even more impressive.
Lawrence will start it. She goes over the top. Nutley. Nutley looks like she's going to keep it. She spins back left, gets to the rim, and she scores. That's a big-time basket for Nutley. And a quick timeout for Coach Darby Maggard. She'll advance the ball into the front court. And HU now is going to need some quick scores, and then they'll have to find the right person on the Wildcats to foul for a couple of missed free throws. But you knew they were probably going to go with someone they had left in this game who's a prolific scorer, and Nutley was the right choice as she averages 12 points per game. She's now over that with 13 points today.
She's had a great contest here so far. I mean, she's gone to the paint, gotten the shot she wanted. She's played good defense on the other end. I mean, HU knew that they were going to go to her, and it just didn't matter. She's too skilled in the paint, so great score from Nutley.
So the Foresters now got to look for something really quick with 18.8 seconds left. No shot clock, obviously.
I think they're going to go to Kellum here for a three. I mean, that's what I would go for, especially with how good she's been from three.
2 timeouts left for Coach Maggard, just 1 for Coach Whaley. So if the Foresters do score here and foul after the free throws, she would be able to call a timeout and advance it 2 more times. Let's see what she draws up. Kellum catches. Bailey hands off to Melby. She'll go straight in, finds an open Nelson. Didn't shoot it though. Sebo fires a contested 3 off front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Parker. And Melby's going to pick up a personal. It'll be 2 more free throws for Indiana Wesleyan, and that might be all she wrote for HU today.
I mean, impressive effort from HU against one of the best teams in the entire nation here in girls basketball in the NAIA. And I mean, this is, I mean,
Coach Whaley talking a little bit over here to us to see if we knew if they wanted to advance the ball. Showing a little bit of his personality. Just saw Parker drop in the first. He's got a chance for another free throw. Parker puts it up and in, and Coach Maggard's going to call another timeout to advance the basketball. I'm not sure if she has a 30 or full left. It looks like just a 30. And with 7.8 left, Coach Maggard's got to draw up a quick play, and then something miraculous has got to happen for the Foresters in the final 8 ticks.
I mean, this performance is really just a testament to how good of a team this IWU team is. I mean, they found themselves down in a hole, foul trouble all over their best players, and they dug deep, played great defense, and were scoring the ball. They finally were hitting their three-pointers, which they desperately needed. They were getting to the free throw line, shooting more, causing more turnovers. And it's really just been an incredible performance in the second half from IWU.
Yeah, and Coach Whaley just had enough players on his bench. Talk about the list of players that have been in here today. They used nearly their entire bench, and they've got production from nearly everyone. So Kellum will throw it in. Bailey finds Raby. Now Raby goes back to Melby, not there. Kellum, shot fake, 3 on the way. That one's no good, and that will end the basketball game. The Wildcats come back from 18 down against a feisty Huntington University young basketball team and get the win today. They stay right in contention for the Crossroads League, and they're as good as advertised. They look to be out of that game a few times, never gave up, and came all the way back to get a big win.
Well, and like you said, this Foresters team is very young. They're only going to get better. And, I mean, IWU knows that. And so they were expecting the win here, and they got the result that they expected, which was a solid victory. But I don't think they quite got what they expected in this game, and that was they were expecting a blowout against such a young and inexperienced Forester team. But Foresters really proved what a good team they can be when they're on.
The young Foresters fought all day long, just couldn't get over the hump. They fall to 10-10 on the year. They are now 4-6 within the Crossroads League, and they will be back home against Bethel, who they beat once already this year. Frazier leads the way for the Wildcats. She had 26, Kellum with 30, a career high, and that will be all she wrote for us here on FDN Sports for now. We'll be back. Joe Yack joining me for the men's game. Tune back in here in about 15 minutes. The number 5 Wildcats men's team taking on the Huntington Foresters. For Preston Husband and Ryan Holzapple, we will talk to you next time.